Democratic Party right now in Michigan, they're blasting the idea that parents should have a role or a say in what their kids learn in public school. They don't believe that they have a right to basically attend school board meetings and voice their concern about what's being taught in their schools, whether it be critical race theory, whether it be what gender the teacher is, and you too can be 10 different people if you want to, because we're seeing it all over the country. How about this? I think that parents absolutely should have a say in what's taught in public schools, because their children go to these schools because they pay taxes in the cities and towns that these schools are in. They have every right to send their children to the public schools, because although they're not paying the institution itself like a private school, they're paying that city or town. They're paying their taxes like everybody else. So should they have a say in what their children learn? Absolutely. Because most of the trash that these kids are learning are coming from these woke teachers that we have today. Most of them in their early 20s, okay, even some in their 30s. They're coming up with these ideas that everything that's going on in this country is so wrong. And if you want to dress like a girl one day or dress like a dog the next day, it's okay. It's not okay. Okay? They should be teaching in school, for instance, 9/11, the terrorist attacks of 9/11. That should be taught in school. Okay? Because that was a day that changed the whole fabric of our country. I don't know if they're teaching it, but if they're teaching history, that should be one subject they're talking about. I don't know about critical race theory. I don't think that they should be pushing this down kids' throats, what happened 200 years ago or however long ago it was. And we all know how wrong it was with slavery, and no one condones it. I certainly don't. But why are you going to shove this down our kids' throats when it's basically ancient history? All the statues have already been removed because the local politicians caved to all the BLM protests. Where'd that get you? That got you nowhere. It got you nowhere. You took down statues of historic people and or times where you were trying to teach these kids, but now you can't even talk about it because it's wrong. This statue, he was a slave owner. Take it down. Let's put George Floyd up because he was such an outstanding citizen. Give me a friggin' break. The parents have every right to question what their kids are learning. I already did a show on the bathroom situation in Chicago schools, where there's bathrooms for every gender you can imagine, and you can feel comfortable going in this bathroom or that bathroom, and it's a neutral bathroom. And it's such garbage, it's such nonsense that politicians got nothing else to do, but they're going to stop blasting parents for worrying about what their kids are learning. It got so bad that the federal government and Uncle Joe, okay, asked the Attorney General to start looking into the parents who go to these school board meetings as domestic terrorists. That's right, look it up. How do you feel as a parent if you find out your child is learning this outrageous trash in school from some woke teacher who one day is a man, one day is a woman, one day is non-binary, and this kid comes home confused and trying to talk to you about what they're learning, and it's not right. So you don't have a right to go to the next school board meeting and speak your mind about what these teachers are doing? The school boards need to be replaced by everyday parents. All the people on these school boards, they're all politicians. A lot of them start there. I'm going to start at the school board. Then I'm going to run for the representative or the Senate seat in my district. And then maybe for a little higher office. They all start at the school board. How about the everyday parent? How about you just get a bunch of people together with good ideas of how we could teach our kids? Because the geniuses on these school boards, they could care less. They think they're all, look at me, I'm a school board member. I can do and say whatever I want to do and no one's going to tell me different. That's what we have today. We have it where I live and we have it all over the country. People are sick and tired of listening to these big-mouthed, windbag politicians try to tell you or tell them how to run their life and what their children should and should not learn in school. That wasn't like that 100 years when I was in school. No. Quite frankly, I don't remember what I learned. This was so long ago. But what are we doing? What are we doing as a country where all these politicians do is try to take control over every single thing that's done, whether it's in a school, whether it's just if it's in a police department. The politicians want to get involved. They don't want to do the police work because they don't have the balls to do the police work, but they want to say and how it's done because they're politicians, so they know everything. It's so disgusting that the communities can't speak up and let these people know that you're wrong. We do have a say in what our children learn because we are tax-paying citizens of this city or town, so we do have a right. And they came back with one that says you can also send your child to a private school if you want to say in what they learn. That's the response from some of these school board members. Send your kid to a private school, then you can have a say in what they learn. Because they have nothing. They have nothing. Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, is so far out of touch with reality, it's not even funny. She's another defund the police, give everything away for free. Free health care, free this, free that, bring the illegals in. We'll welcome them with open arms, just like Rhode Island, just like Connecticut, just like Massachusetts. It's all the same thing. The parents absolutely should have a say in what is taught in the school. And not to say that they're going to go over the curriculum from A to Z, but certain subjects should be brought up in conversation to see if it's going to benefit their kids. And quite frankly, critical race theory in elementary school is not going to benefit their kids. These kids don't care about that. They're little kids. They want to learn. They want to go to school. They want to have fun. They want to make friends. They don't want to hear about all this garbage that these people are talking about. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary. When are we going to learn that it's just enough is enough is enough? We need to stop this trash, and we need to stop it. We need to stop these politicians from running everything, especially when they don't know much about what they're trying to run. They just, again, think they're so important because they had a sign on their front lawn, Sally fucking Jones, I'm running for school board, look at me. And then she wins. I campaign. You campaign shit. Okay, you campaign shit. They got nothing better to do. And I'm not saying all school board members are bad, because they're not. But if you do a little research and listen or watch some of these recorded school board meetings, these school board members don't give a shit. They don't care about nothing about their own agenda, whatever that may be, whatever they're trying to push. And that's it. That's it. Parents should absolutely have a say, and if they can't have a say, then their taxes should be cut. okay? The taxes should be cut because they can't have an input on what their children are learning in school. Bottom line, people pay a lot of money to live in everywhere. We're taxed to death. Taxed to death. But you can't have a say in what your kids should learn in school. I'm sorry. It's wrong. I'm against it. And if I had children in school at that school age, elementary, junior high school, I'd be at the meetings. I'd probably get thrown out, but I'd be at the meetings. Thank God I don't have school-age children like that anymore. My kids got through it. They didn't have to deal with all this bullshit that's going on today. And I feel for everybody who has school-age kids that have to go to school and all they want to do is learn. They don't want controversy. They don't want drama. They don't want their teacher, Mr. Smith, to come in one day, he's Mr. The next day, he's Miss. The next day, he's MX because he doesn't know what he is that day. That's what we got. It's all over the country. And it needs to be stopped. These people are doing this shit because they're looking for some attention. And I've said this a million friggin' times, and I'll say it again. I don't care what you think you are. If you're a man, you're a woman, you can be whatever you think you should be. But you shouldn't be shoving it down the throats of innocent kids who are just going to school and try to learn. And if the parents speak up about it, their voices should be heard. And some of their ideas should be taken into consideration because a lot of it makes sense. The politicians aren't always right. Quite frankly, they're never right. They think they are in their own mind because they think they're important. And that's it. Wake up. Wake up and look around you and see what's going on. This shit has got to stop. It's got to stop. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thanks for watching my video. If you want to hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you want. Share my video with somebody if you think they'll like it. I appreciate you watching. And I hope everybody is healthy and safe. And we'll talk soon about something else. Have a great night.